Well, the key issues are normally starting with the understanding on the supplier side of what the requirements of the customers are. So normally there's a big gap between the requirements of a Western OEM, for example, and what the suppliers can provide in China. We don't understand the quality standards, the processes, the tools, methodologies required. So this is the starting point. So really the communication itself in the field of the sourcing. And then of course you have the usual problems like the quality management systems, like the stability of the processes, the availability of qualified labor, and the reinforcement and retention of qualified labor. And this is one of the big key issues that are currently happening here. I don't see issues like growing taxes or rising taxes or fuel prices, utility prices. I don't think this is the key issue because everybody has to deal with it. No, we definitely have to consider other regions as well, like India, for example, or Asian countries themselves. From my understanding and our understanding is clearly that the future will be a complementary sourcing strategy between those different locations. Well, if you talk about hotspots right now, then definitely it's China, it's India. We also have to look towards Russia, and we have to see, for example, on how Vietnam is going to develop. But Vietnam is, for me, still one leg behind. They are always on the top level here. We have to be sure when we source in Asian countries or in low-cost countries, one of the biggest obstacles is quality, and this is something you have to be aware before going there. If you expect to get the same quality with the same amount of effort to spend in there, then this is simply, this is wishful thinking, but will not happen. You can get a good quality, you can achieve a good quality standard, but you have to spend a lot of efforts and you have qualified resources on site working on that. Well, our customers, or what we get in contact with, that the awareness is much growing right now. So far, what we have seen also from the government, especially here in China right now, they have been enforcing the laws right now. They've set up the legal environment. The green issues so we found that the Chinese government is reinforcing the laws here, but as we have in many cases concerning the laws, also concerning IPR issues, the legislative, the environment is basically there, so the laws are there. They are pretty well developed in the meantime, also based on European or American standards. The problem is in China more the enforcement of the laws, and this is the more you go towards the north or towards the west of China, it's getting more and more difficult. So the more far you get away from the capital Beijing, then the more difficult it will be in the rural regions. HR is I think, the biggest challenge that China is currently facing, qualified resources. So you can see lots of programs right now also for the engineering degrees or for the economical degrees. So the universities are setting up huge development programs there, cooperations with Europe and North America to improve that, and you see a huge amount of graduates every year coming out there. So they're working quite strongly on that, and also in the international education in the companies. But what is more challenging is also on the blue collar side, on the shop floor side. There's very little retention in China still existing, and keeping your qualified staff also on the low level is quite challenging. So you have sometimes turnover rates which are much higher than 25 or 30%. And this is causing dramatic costs. So there will be definitely to be defined new concepts. It is basically, comes down to the same values as always. You have to offer competitive benefit programs. You have to be able to offer a career development, a career perspective, and of course a competitive salary package. And all this is the combination. But there will be always somebody out there on the market who's able to pay more if people are really willing to leave the company.